No, they can see me. You're on. T minus 5 minutes.
लगा दो
आवाज आ रही है?
वो म्यूट किया होगा ना
म्यूट नहीं हुआ है. हेलो हाय बोल दो.
हेलो
Welcome all
Okay.
of you. Just before starting, I'll give you some small for panelists.
Yeah.
The attendees can hear us, all of them. Other people can hear us. But
Yeah.
only panelists, they can have the video.
All right. And what you are saying that on request basis we can interchange.
Yeah, that we can do that. That I've sent you already. Okay.
That's true.
So I want from the panelists feedback from yesterday's problem what we had, and this, let us hope from today onwards it's streamlined. And we have another 5 minutes. I think we got, today is the real actual session starting, I would say. So let us.
Hello everyone, this is Ganti Murthy here from IIT Indore.
Yes.
And,
Hi.
Hi.
Murthy.
hello sir.
Great. Thank you.
Good morning.
Murthy.
Gajan Singh.
Good morning.
How are you? You're
I'm a good student. I'll be on time.
Oh, you trained so many people.
Oh, sir, you are here. So,
and yeah, he's there.
Good
and
to see you,
today,
Ganti.
yes, sir.
Very good. Now, keep this smile in your lecture also, okay, Ganti?
Okay, sir. I'll try my best.
नमस्कार इंद्रमणि.
नमस्कार सर. हाँ.
बहुत अच्छा.
एक बहाने इसका एक और यूज हो रहा है. कम से कम हम इस कोविड की सिचुएशन में एक दूसरे को मिल पा रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल बहुत अच्छा.
Added advantage.
सर आगे से ISAE का एग्जीक्यूटिव मीटिंग्स भी इस तरह से कराइए एटलीस्ट.
से करेंगे. बिल्कुल.
बहुत आसान है.
I want to remind our speakers that we are live on the Facebook, and a lot of people are listening to us.
Thank you so much for letting us know. Yeah.
We are live, so I think I want to remind you. I think it's no problem, but
Sure. Yeah.
just keep in mind that we are live.
I had a logistics questions, Dr. Syed.
Yes.
Basically, I mean, I had sent the presentation and the Excel sheet. So,
Yes.
will it be that you will be running the?
We will be running. We'll be running. You tell which one.
Okay.
We have two backups. We have two people. Because it is to safeguard the safety. Nobody will access your hard disk and all. This
that's great.
So absolutely no risk. We are taking care of all the precautions.
Sure. Thank you so much.
That's the reason. Thank you.
Indore is also in lockdown, complete
Yes, sir, it
lockdown.
is pretty severe in the city.
Very serious, yeah.
Pretty severe. And what is actually being kind of reported is probably much, much lower than what is actually happening. So there is a very, very strict control on the movement of people. And IIT Indore, of course, is about 25 kilometers away. So we are in pretty good zone. But then we do. I mean,
Is it close to IIM area?
no, sir. This is IIM is towards the west of, kind of
Yeah.
southwest of Indore. This
Okay.
is kind of almost south of Indore, towards the
Okay.
Omkareshwar.
Okay, 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 okay. Mhm. I visit Indore very often, so next time I'll come and
Yeah, please do. I mean, next time you should stay here.
go ahead.
So I would like to welcome all of you. We are on time now. I'm very happy to see all of you here. I think myself and Dr. Indramani will be seeing this meeting through first. And I think we have plans today, starting when we have two speakers today. So we are going to start the electronics in the second part, the training. That was actually the main objective, I thought, of starting this particular webinar, because all the people who can learn sitting there at idle time, that was the original idea. Then we came up with this, that we can also add interesting topic speakers, so we can cover the complete spectrum of people, not only the people who want to learn technology. Now, when you see yesterday when we proposed and put the electronics and embedded they are going to learn, some of the people felt it that it is too fine. Many people may not use it, but I think I would request all of you. I mean, those who are not interested afterwards, no problem. But I think many of the people are interested, especially the students who are studying the MTech as well as PhD also contacted me. They would like to learn something. So we will have the second session for them. I will try to make it as easy as possible. It's only for 2 days. We'll be like drinking medicine. If 2 days, imagine you are in anatomy class, you will learn what is the kidney function, what is everything. You may not need it, but I think the 2 days you'll remember the rest of your life. Yes, you learned that word at least. So I think I would request all of you to bear just 2 days only. It'll be a bit off the topic for those who are not used to the electronics and stuff. But I think with agriculture engineering background, I can challenge you. You'll be the best, probably the electronic guy. You can join, piece them together. So that is what my experience. So in the topic we have come now, the first lecture we take about from Mr. Barure, Om Prakash. He will speak on instrumentation. He has done his bachelor's in '87 from Pune. Then he has done master's in London. And he has been working from then only on instrumentation. He is a trainer as well as he is a consultant, and he works on instrumentation of industries. So he knows about sensors. He will talk about PLCs, a bit of SCADA introduction. I have requested him actually to tell us like a story and to motivate us and tell us what the hell the control system going. And I'm sure he will take it to tell really about sensors and how they are used, or how industry, because we also have a very strong processing industry in agriculture processing industry. That's only one place you see a lot of electronics involved. In other places, and now also it's coming. For example, I have seen about 10 years back, when you go for modern rice mill, 10 years back or 15 years back I have seen, because my uncle has one rice mill. So he has a color separator. Each grade is going separately. And it was shocking for me to know in a modern rice mill in India, and that also from a guy in somewhere in Tanjavur, the person has made that. And 15 years back, I think I have seen. And today also you can go and see a color separation system directly coming rice mill. It is a high-tech electronics. So, but I think none of the agriculture engineers know about it. It's done by somebody else. So, example, I think, without talking much about it, I will ask Om Prakash to share his experiences and how we can improve, how you can help our students and everybody to come. And I want, before that, Dr. Indramani to please give few words before you start.
Thank you, Dr. Syed. I want to just share that yesterday I got a call and message from many friends, and they are so happy. Let me again congratulate you. People on Facebook they could see, and they were very happy, and that's what they wanted, that young engineers should.
चालू कर दो जरा मोटर चला दो.
And based on the yesterday's experience and our discussion, now yesterday we contacted two people from IIT Kanpur also. So they will be coming us, and then few friends from US. Professor Singh wrote an email. Then I am thankful to Ganti Murthy. He basically wrote, and you know that confirmation has come from Love.
Yes.
And from other friends, it is awaited, and they will be joining, because people wanted that please bring national and international expert, including industry people, so that there should be real practical exposure. And they wanted that traditional presentations which are available on institute website, etc., should not be there. And yesterday's discussion was really very encouraging. And based on that, even we have written to our institute director and to all deans and others. I requested that please, because on Facebook there is no limit, so more and more people should get connected. And today the data is that 385 participants, they have registered. And as you have explained in the morning, in the beginning, that 100 and 100 participant and 100 they can be put on video if they are interested. We'll make it more interactive. And thank you very much. I'm expecting, as you are expecting, today will be the real day of this webinar. And I wish good luck, and see that it was like really a very successful event. And let me tell you, our Deputy Director General, he was all very much appreciable, and he may join anytime. But he has congratulated you and whole team of ISA that this is a very important activity, and we have started, and in this troubled time, and that's going to be really very useful for the ag engineers and our ISA. Thank you very much.
Oh, in that connection, I want to add, I'm very happy to see same college we studied, bachelor's as well as master's. Anyway, that is the DDG, and I studied in the same college.
And today, Dr. Pitam Chandra has joined. I'm seeing that we welcome Dr. Chandra Saab.
Oh, please, you welcome all of them, please. I think it's very important. Okay, we'll start first one. We'll come back because we don't want to completely crunch the whole whole topics. So let us start with Om Prakash. Please go ahead. It's yours. I will put a. Can you put a slide on, please, Setu? Yeah, Mr. Om Prakash, you can go ahead.
Om Prakash, his name. Om Prakash.
Barure? Barure?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Okay,
we can all hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Syed, for introducing me to this wonderful platform of ISAE, Indian Society of Agricultural Engineers. And I'm really glad to address all these very senior and very reputed experienced people. I'm a little wondering, in such a short time, how I will be able to introduce automation to all of them. But let me try my best. Okay, to begin with, my first slide is you are most welcome to BITSI 2104. This is my organization. We are mainly into instrumentation automation, and we are into the business of automating the process industries, which is a next step after the agriculture. And we believe in creativity through understanding fundamentals. Apart from supplying the automation systems, mainly PLC based automation systems to the process industries, we are also imparting the training to them, especially after we deliver the control system to them. Next screen, please. Yeah. So just take a minute to go through this particular slide. This is what we believe in, our philosophy.
Dr. Sorry, Mr. Om Prakash, I would love that you can just talk, and slides are only for this, because people are in the audience who are there may not be able to see the slides completely.
Okay. So I will keep talking, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the philosophy says, like, most valuable assets of 20th century company were its production equipments. That's the last century. Whereas the current century, there is a paradigm shift where all the business or non-business people, their thinking is like their most valuable asset will be its knowledge workers and their productivity. Here I want to mention that the person who is going to use the equipment and the equipment itself. Last century, the focus was totally on the equipment, and this century, the focus has shifted from equipment to the person who is going to operate that equipment. Sorry. Next slide. Okay, this is just a slide. I thought that there could be some burgeoning engineers and some engineering students. It's for them. You can just quickly go through. This is the statistics which I got from the Skilled Society of India, something like that. So what is important is to plan your career before you start the education, but in most of the cases, we generally see exactly opposite. So quickly, one can just go through this, and we should think of our goals first, and then we can start our journey. Next. Yeah. There are some questions, like, when we ask a question, especially when it comes to training, the very basic question comes to our mind is, why training? In this, I have a little different look, like why really training is required, because the very good reason why we need training, because we are educated. And when we say we are educated, what we get through education after we complete, especially our academic education, what we get is information. And is information important? Yes. But is it enough? Perhaps no. Then that information has to be translated or converted into the knowledge. And when it comes to knowledge, that knowledge, when practiced, repeated again and again, what one gets is the skills. And these skills are very, very important, especially for the industry. What industry is looking forward to is the skilled people, not even knowledgeable people, unfortunately. So when it comes to skills, the basic purpose of training should be to develop the skills. And how do you look at the skill? That means my question is generally, is it a process or an event? Skill development, or in general, the training. So training should be a process or an event. In my experience, I think that it should be a process and not an event, because this has to be ongoing. And just to keep abreast of the latest technology, what really helps you is the training and not the education, because education is one time and that takes place only once. Next. Yeah. Now coming to our main topic of automation. Obviously, everything begins with a question. What's automation? That question comes to our mind. But before this particular question, I would like to take up two words. There are two words which are used in automation industry. These are instrument and equipment. We need to know the difference between these two. Most of the times people are confused with this. A good example of an equipment could be a tractor, or good example of an equipment could be a water sprinkler. And what is an instrument then? The instrument could be a speedometer or an RPM meter, which measures the rotations per minute or the speed of a vehicle. So this has to be very clearly understood. What comes next is, what is automation? In that, I have defined this automation as any mechanism that takes place on its own in a desired manner, which has to be underlined, and without human intervention, not the efforts. Because when we talk about efforts, we are talking about mechanization, because mechanization comes first and then only automation can come into being. So that's why I generally think that farm mechanization should be the first step, and only after that we can think of going for automation, where the human intervention is not required at all, and the thing should happen exactly the human desires, as the operator desires or the farm owner desires. Next, please. Now next question is, okay, once we have understood that automation is any mechanism which takes place on its own without human intervention, then why automation? This is a very fundamental question. Then why automation is perhaps what I can say answered by the industry in terms of their own terms, like what they understand is profit. Because through automation, what is possible is profitability. Then we can go for quality enhancement, then the cost reduction, safety enhancement, and quicker and quality delivery of the products. So these 5 parameters are very, very important, which are the goals for an automation. But when it comes to, I ask most of the times the audience that what is one word that you would tell me that should be the purpose of automation? And that one word is optimization. Optimization means maximization of some parameters and minimization of other parameters, which are a part of a single system, and where we have to maintain a balance between some parameters to be minimized or maximized. And the whole and sole goal of the modern automation is to optimize the plant. If it comes to process automation, it should be the optimization of a complete farm, if it is the goal of the automation. Next, please. The next question perhaps is what to automate. Automation is okay, looks quite interesting, right? But what to automate? Kiska automation karna hai? So first thing that comes to our mind is, perhaps we are all at home now and everything begins at home. I always ask industry people whether you understand home better or industry better. They by default they say that we understand industry better, but I say that you should understand home better, because you have spent pretty much time at home than what you have done at industry. So when it comes to home, what is it that comes to our mind which is automatic? It's the washing machine perhaps. So the first automation is automate what? Automation of what? The automation of a machine. And that is what is the first type of automation, that is called as a machine automation. The second could be the factory automation. Now, difference between machine automation and factory automation is little enhanced, like when it comes to coordination between different machines in a factory, that is also automated. And when you go to little higher level, that is called as coordination automation plus the machine automation. That can be termed as a factory automation. Third and very, very famous and most popular perhaps is the process automation. Like Dr. Syed said in the beginning that he has seen some rice processing or food processing or dairy or sugar industry. They are all process industries, which are in turn connected to agriculture industry. And the next main type of automation could be an infrastructure automation, which is coming up like anything nowadays, which is also called as home automation or building automation. There are several words when it comes to industry, which is happening at a very large scale, that is called as building automation. And next phase could be the home automation. Next slide, please. When it comes to automating, to automate. What do we automate?
Renu.
We automate the task. Am I right? We automate the task. Task means the work, but this looks very general, right? And a little what you can say imaginary also, right? Abstract. But when it comes to the task, especially in agricultural industry, these could be the tasks like plowing, then sowing, watering, spraying, if you go in a chronological order. These are the tasks. But I would like to classify only 3 tasks in automation. What are they? The task which you can do, but you don't like to do it. For example, recurring task, repetitive task, very mundane, right? You may do it very correctly or nicely or precisely when it comes to the first attempt, but second attempt, third attempt, you might feel bored. And because of which that task is something very important to you, which is to be done, but you don't like to do it. That is a repetitive task. So that task I classify it as a something which you can do, but you don't like to do. Second is the task which you can't do at all, which is beyond your limits. Are we all limited human beings or unlimited human beings? I suppose limited, because we, when I say I is the bundle of the information that I have gathered through 5 channels. And I consider myself as a moving data acquisition system. And whatever information I have gathered through these 5 channels, that is me. And when the channels are limited, sensors are limited, the information gathered is also limited. That's why we are all limited humans, right? So there are always things which you can do and which you cannot do. The things which you can do, you don't like to do, please go for automation. The things which you can't do at all, it's beyond your capacity, go for automation, get it done through the systems. And the third will be the task which you can do, but you should not do. Why you should not do? Because there is a huge risk involved in that. Your life could be at stake. In that case, the safety comes into picture, and even that task can be handed over to automation system. And let me tell you, I remind you that automation is always according to your desire. If you want it, you can have it. If you don't want it, you don't have it. That's why it is not something which is imposed on you. You have always wanted it. That's why that comes into place, right? So these are the tasks which can be defined in agriculture, and all these tasks must be performed in an automation mode. Next. Now, perhaps next question comes is how to automate. Why automation? What are the benefits of automation? What kind of tasks can be automated? And how to automate? Then something instrumentation comes into being. How to automate, or more crude question could be what exactly we do in automation when it comes to actually understanding. Like J. Krishnamurthy says that going beyond the word is very, very important. The word is not the thing, and we are all interested in the things. But unfortunately, we have to communicate through the words. That's why these words should be only the medium of conveying the message. So when it comes to going beyond the words, what exactly we do in automation, what is the activity that is involved. So the first activity is measurement. Now you would ask, measurement of what? Then if it is a process control, the measurement of process parameters. What process parameters? Process parameters like physical parameters and chemical parameters. Physical parameters means what? Because this is again general terms. What we understand better is not general, particular. We understand particular, but unfortunately we always begin our journey in education through the generic terms. Process parameters also is not even understood for the first time. Process parameters like physical parameters like temperature, pressure, level, flow. Now we say that yes, I understood. Oh, you are into the measurement of temperature, pressure, level, flow, physical parameters. What could be chemical or analytical parameters, which are generally used for analysis in industries? pH, conductivity, density, because these turbidity, these are the parameters which are required to assess the quality of the product. And that's why the first task that we do, what exactly we do in automation is measurement, right? What next? We control. What? The same thing. What we measure only select parameters or selected parameters are to be further controlled. And the third task could be compute. Now let us see what is this task exactly in each itself. Like what is measurement first? Next slide, please. Measurement. When it comes to measurement, now we all know, but I would like to just try to put it in a story kind of form, you know, the way our thought process goes, the way I have listed the measurement. What comes first is sensor or a transducer, then signal conditioner, and then the end device. But if I am supposed to put it in a particular order, the way the thought goes, our thought goes, then I would always put end device or display first. Because if you sincerely ask yourself, when I want measurement means what do I want really? I want to measure the temperature particularly. I want to measure temperature means what? I want to quantify means what? I want something on which this value is displayed. The display or the end device should comes first, which logically looks last. That comes first. And then what comes next is the parameter which is under measurement, like temperature, for example. The temperature has to be measured and it has to be displayed on a display, like a 7-segment display, for example, or a display that you are right now looking at your computer display, an LCD display or LED display. Then how do you display the temperature onto the display kind of thing, an electronic display nowadays by default? Then the thought comes to my mind is that temperature is a physical parameter. Then I will have to convert this temperature into some other form. And whatever that converts, that is called as a sensor or a transducer. So the first place is device, end device or display. What comes second is the transducer or sensor. And what transducer exactly does is it converts the parameter under measurement into something which is measurable, into another form, because energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. Yes, nothing can be done with that. But the second sentence is, yes, it can be converted from one form to another form, and that is what we are using here. And whatever sensor generates, that is called as a signal. And that signal is not compatible directly with the end device, and there is another challenge now. And just to connect a sensor and a display to each other, or to have the compatibility device in between, there is where we need electronics nowadays. But a signal conditioner can be even mechanical, right? It can be electrical, it can be electronics, it can be a software, it can be the piece of a software in a computer, it can be digital, it can be analog, anything. But basically, we all must understand that anything that is required to convert a signal into a form which is acceptable or digested by the display. And that is how, unless we have these three building blocks together, we can't have measurement, right? So here I would like to illustrate one example of an MIG. MIG is mercury in glass thermometer. You can just see, are these three blocks embedded in that mercury in glass thermometer? Yes. Initially, it looks like, where are these things? Where is the sensor? Where is the signal conditioner? And where is the end device? A sensor is nothing but the bulb in which the mercury is placed. That bulb is the sensor. It senses the temperature, heat, and converts it into volume increase. And that volume is converted later into a displacement. And there is where the signal conditioner comes. What is the signal conditioner here? A capillary tube. Mechanical people in those days must be very smart people really. They did the signal conditioning like this, because measuring volume is very, very challenging, but measurement of displacement is very simple. And making something very, very simple is really an intelligent task. So signal conditioning capillary, and the capillary itself acts like a display. That itself is graduated with the scale, and that scale and the number that itself allows the user to read it, and that is how we complete the measurement. If you just look at any measurement through this window, then I think the measurement becomes very, very, very simple, whether it's a mechanical measurement or electrical or any physical parameters or chemical parameters, whatever it is. Next slide, please. Control Obviously, there is a difference between measurement and control, but measurement is first and unavoidable step towards control. Is it possible to control without measurement? Perhaps no, doesn't look logical. So measuring or a transmitting unit comes first, which is the first building block of a control, right?
Sorry to interfere.
Yeah, please.
Prakash.
Sure. Should I
We'll have
move
another
fast?
3, 4, another, yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah.
Another 3 minutes.
So, yeah, the measuring is a complete measurement system. Then that gives a signal to a controlling unit, which is basically a comparing device. After comparison, it generates a signal and gives a signal to the final control element like a control valve. And that completes a loop. And there is where we use the word closed loop control. Next, please. Next slide, please. Compute. Compute is a function, one of the functions of automation system. What do we do? We do the mathematics there. Like what? Scaling. When it comes to thermometer, for example, in some countries they use degrees Fahrenheit. Some countries use degrees Celsius. So what is it? Is it done at the sensor level or signal conditioning level? At a signal conditioning level. Even little higher level called as a computational level. They just put a small mathematics and convert it into that. Or there is a huge data available in a plant. Such data has to be filtered, and all this data is to be converted into an actionable data for the user or the operator. There is also a lot of mathematics or computation is there behind. And the third one is we all like the graphical representations because pictures speak better than the words. So analog is something very important. A good example is we are all using analog watches, although that watch is completely digital, the display is always analog. Next, please. Computation. Next. Next slide, please. Yes. These are
you have to go through fast.
Yes.
Most of the
automation
most of
tools,
small things. Most of the people are more than B.
Correct. These are automation tools. How do we look? Relay, embedded systems, these are automation tools. It all depends on the user, like agricultural engineer has to decide which automation tool should I go for. And accordingly, all these tools are available, especially most comfortable and a little bit what I am working with is a PLC, SCADA, DCS. Even drone, robots, IIoT, you must understand that these are all automation tools which can be used for your benefit. Next, please. Next slide, please. Yes, logic control. This is just, some of the limitations. If you decide to go into details of logic control and PLC, that time perhaps you will go into details. Next slide, please. Because the logic has to be solved by a control system. And just a brief introduction, like what is PLC, Programmable Logic Controller? You can look upon this as a tool for automation. It's a relay replacer, it's a programmable controller, logic solver, smart and intelligent control system, and it is both hardware and software. Next, please. Yes, I don't know whether you are interested in this, because what could be the different industry types in automation industry? Because when it comes to an instrument is used to classify the industry. End users are there, vendors are there, consultants are there, then control system integrators. We are the control system integrators. And there
sorry to interrupt you again.
Yeah.
Go fast,
Okay. Yeah. Next. Next, please. Yes, this is a control philosophy which we can understand. Yes, as you go from bottom to top, temperature to prescription. So we are slowly going up, and that is what we call as a higher level of automation. Next, please. Right from parameter to wisdom, we have to reach. When it comes to manufacturing industry, there are certain trends. I suppose there are some trends in agriculture industry also, which you heard Dr. Syed has spoken in the industry, that introduction later. Right now, we are undergoing through this industry 4.0, which is an IIoT cyber physical system. Next, please. Next slide. Yes, there are some pictures here. Here you can see a panel, which is a PLC panel. The gray color shoebox kind of thing that you can see on your left is the PLC. And there are some associated devices connected with that along with the wiring. And this whole thing acts like an automation tool for anything that you want to automate. Next, please. This is our training center where we train the people from the industry. Next, please. This can be looked upon as a control room. Yes. Next slide, please.
Next slide, please.
Yeah, this is a typical control panel. And here a TV-like device that you can see, this is called an HMI, human machine interface. This can be of much use depending on different sizes in agriculture industry, because we have given 1 or 2 systems where this HMI can display the exact status and the picture of a farm. Yes. And these are some IO status.
We have other.
Yes.
Sorry to.
Yes. Yeah, please go.
We have other
Yeah,
speakers.
this just pictures I wanted to show. This is how and this is called an SCADA. These are the screens, and similar screens can be designed for agricultural industry also, which will give the realistic picture to the user about the field that is to be controlled. Thank you very much. That's all what I wanted to say. Here I have got some contact numbers in case I suppose that this is just the beginning. Those who want some further information, interaction, please note these contact numbers. We have a training center and office at Pune, and administration is done from Navi Mumbai. Currently, I am speaking from my home.
I think that will do. I think one ID is enough. I think. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I would like to thank you.
Yes.
Because this forum is for mainly helping the students to come up to learn something.
Yes.
I know business is important. I am also a businessman, but I think we will limit. I think we all agree. I think I'm agreeing. We want to learn more
Correct.
actually. Then I think
Okay,
thank you, Mr. Om Prakash. I think I'll just spend 2
Pick up
minutes
some
about what
questions
he
if
talked about.
anybody has any question. Perhaps.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. I will
Yeah.
manage that.
Okay.
So, thank you, Mr. Om Prakash. He briefed something about what is automation. Basic principles he was talking actually.
Yes.
Explaining us. I think most of the BE people will have it, and I think one thing what he was mentioning is important. We'll come to the second stage of using PLCs and what he talked about SCADA. We will learn in just wait a minute. I'll be complete. So we will be learning that also in this program. That is also scheduled there. We'll explain in detail. We'll go there. That we'll see later stage. I would like to really thank Om Prakash taking this time to come here and spend with us. We will combine because time we are running short. We cannot take the question now. We take the question at the last because another speaker is there. And I would now ask Dr. Indramani to introduce Dr. Murthy. This is one of the topic I think we were actually waiting for the whole day to keep, but we thought instrumentation will put in the beginning a little bit. I think this is something of interesting topic, and Indramani will introduce him. It's about the topic which directly you think may not be related to electronics or something embedded, but this is something of what industry was always doing, and now it's in agriculture, biosciences, environmental science. It's excellent. I'll hand over to Dr. Indramani to introduce Murthy, please.
Dr. Murthy's smallest introduction is that